Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I know my mic's on. I'm not wearing the headset yet. I've got a little head cold, so during the stream, I'm going to be muting the muting the microphone if I need to cough. So just pay no attention to me. Sorry about that, guys. I know my mic's on. I'm not wearing the headset yet. Get my coffee ready. We'll be starting shortly, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Go Tiger Stros coming at you live for the Game 2, coming off that horrible Game 1 the Astros had against the White Sox at home in Minute Maid Park. Looking for the Astros to turn this game around and then win the series tomorrow. Hunter Brown's going to be on the mound. I'll give you a quick rundown of the Astros lineup. Of course, Hunter Brown is on the mound. Jose Altuve will be leading off, followed by Yordan Alvarez again in the number 2 slot because Bregman is not in the game again today. Yainer Diaz will be catching today, and in the 3rd slot, followed by Jeremy Pena, John Singleton in the 5th spot. Very interesting. Victor Caratini in the DH spot, batting 6th, followed by Jake Myers. And it looks like, hey, we've got our AAA guy, Shea Whitcomb, in, playing 3rd base. So Dubon has been moved. He's in the 9th spot. He's been moved out to right field. And Shea Whitcomb has been moved to 3rd base to cover for Bregman. Very interesting, guys. So Singleton is at first. They've taken not Myers. They've taken McCormick out of the lineup. Thank God they're listening to me. Are they listening to me? I've been begging them to take him out of the lineup. I'd much rather have Singleton in there than Chas McCormick. Not that he's amazing, but he does more. I mean, heck, Chaz struck out, I don't know how many times in a row over 2 games. Singleton comes in one time as a DH and hits a home run. I mean, come on. And with Whitcomb on third base, be interested to see how he does defensively. And if he does something with a bat, all the better. The White Sox have on the mound today a pitcher by the name of, I've got it on the screen here, I believe, Flexen. Oh, I guess I can update the screen there. There we go. Chris Flexen is his name. Rush Blaze, what's up? Wagazam, Seattle losing was good today. Good, excellent. Very good. I just woke up like, I don't know, less than an hour ago. I'll be back later. Okay, Rush Plays, good to see you here. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you when you come back. I'll get to the White Sox lineup as they come up to bat. No need in giving their lineup out as it is. Right now, the Astros are ahead of the Mariners by 3.5 games. With a win today, I believe they will extend that to 4. That'll be the biggest lead they've had this year. Man, the Astros need to destroy the White Sox today and tomorrow. They absolutely do. I want to see at least 5-0, 5-1 on both of these games. There's no reason why the Astros should be losing these games to a team that didn't even have 30 wins until they played the Astros yesterday and broke their streak. So the hottest team in the major leagues had their streak broken by the worst team. It couldn't be more ridiculous, right? For those of you who listened to me before, you probably have noticed that my voice sounds different. That's because I've got a bit of a cold right now. It's been progressing through the stages. Started off as kind of that loose pressure and pain in the head, and then it became a runny nose. There was literally like water coming out of my nose just nonstop for a couple of days, and now it's more congestion with a little bit of cough and junk coming out. But if I need to cough or sneeze or something like that, I will be sure to mute the microphone. I've got my switch at the ready. Grab some popcorn and sit down and watch the White Sox losing. Sounds good. I'd love to have me some popcorn right now. It's just a little strange, though, to be eating it at this time of day. It's just a little past 8 o'clock in the morning here in Hiroshima. Another team that has been picking it up for me is our local team here in Hiroshima, the Hiroshima Carp. For those of you who don't know, the Japanese Professional League, they have 2 leagues, the Pacific and the Central. And the Hiroshima Carp are in the Central. They are number 1 in the Central Division. And overall in Japan, they're number 2 right now. So they were one of the 2 top teams in all of professional baseball at the moment. They're really tearing it up, especially at home, man. Their record at home is like 32-16. Very difficult to beat at home. Hunter Brown is warming up on the mound right now. For some reason, I forgot to turn my Switch my audio to my headphones. That's better. The coffee is almost ready, right on time. Looks like we're getting ready to start with the first pitch, guys. Nicky Lopez is coming up for the White Sox. By the time we get done with them today, they will be the Dirty Sox. You dirty Sox. Nicky Lopez stepping into the box. Hunter Brown bringing the first pitch of the game. It's on the way. Grounded to Singleton, who tosses to Brown, and he steps on the base to get the out. One pitch, one out. Just like that. Singleton and Brown, right off the bat, having to do a little teamwork there to get the first out. No problem. So that's what Shea Whitcomb looks like on the field in an Astros uniform. He's got to be feeling pretty good about right now. Maybe a little nervous, who knows. Louis Robert Jr. is up to bat. He had back-to-back home runs and then some more hits. He just destroyed the Astros yesterday. Let's see if Hunter Brown can do better against him than Arrighetti did. First pitch to him is on the way in there. 98 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Strike one. No balls, one strike, one out. Here comes the pitch to Robert Jr. Fouled away, 98 miles an hour, a little up in the zone. Two strikes. Hunter Brown ahead in the count here, 0-2. Here comes the pitch. That one's on the outside by about a foot. One ball, two strikes. It's hilarious that Louis Robert Jr. is barely batting 200 and he hit back-to-back home runs off Arrighetti. That's absolutely nuts. Here comes the next pitch, the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? No, he didn't, they say. That was a high fastball, a little up and outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Let's see if Hunter Brown's going to try to buzz it by him this time or what. Here comes the pitch. He does. 89 miles an hour, low and away. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Out number 2. And the first strikeout of the day for Hunter Brown. All right, guys, 2 outs. No runners on. Hunter Brown facing Andrew Benintendi. Here comes the first pitch. Right in the upper part of the zone, but just high. Ball 1. 94 miles an hour. Man, that was close. I have to play a game right now, so I'll be back in a bit. Oh, man, go have fun on that game. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Another one right in the top of the zone. Looked a little high, but he got the call that time. Strike 1. Counts even. Benintendi complained to the umpire. A little bickering. Useless to argue. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one is high and a little outside. 96 miles an hour, rather. Ball 2, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Brown. That one's low and inside, almost on the dirt. Gets way behind on this count, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Brown. Benintendi takes it, another high one for ball 4, so he walks him. So it's kind of crazy there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what Arrighetti did a couple of times, getting 2 outs and then putting a guy on base. That brings up Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn batting .241 this year, probably the highest on the team. Almost the highest on the team. Lopez actually is .245. First pitch to him is outside, another ball. So I'd say the past 6 pitches from Hunter Brown, 5 of those have been balls. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Long delay by Brown. Another one just high out of the zone, maybe by 2.5 or 3 inches. 2 balls, no strikes. Andrew Vaughn steps back in the box. Brown looks for the sign. He's got it. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit to the right side. Trickles through to the right field side. That's a base hit. That was the weakest looking hit I've seen in a long time. But there was nobody there on the right side between Singleton and Altuve. And it was just poked through. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Really shouldn't mute my microphone when I clear my throat like that. I'll have to remember to do that next time. 2 outs, 2 runners on. First pitch to Gavin Sheets. Called in the outside corner for strike 1. Sheets batting .231 this year. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Sheets. This one's hit to the left field. Looks like it's going to be all the way to the wall. It is. Jordan plays it off the wall. The Sox are going to score. And that's going to be a leadoff, or not leadoff, that's going to be a single, rather, for Gavin Sheets. And he moves the runner around, scores a run. So now the White Sox have runners on the corner and 1 run on the board. So after getting the first 2 outs, Hunter Brown puts 2 guys on and then gives up a hit off the left field wall. An opposite field hit by Sheets. And they're leading the Astros again 1-0. Here comes the pitch to Lennon Sosa? That's a weird name. Lennon. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Sosa batting .217 for the season, which of course .217 means he will own the Astros. Anybody with a terrible batting average must do well. That pitch is low and in the zone. Strike 2, I'm sorry. 0-2. It's looking to me like the crowd in Minute Maid Park is pretty sparse today. Yeah, it looks pretty empty. Guess a lot of people lost their desire to come after that game yesterday. That was in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-2. Are you kidding? The game just started and 2 people on already. Yeah, it's worse than that. They gave up a run. But you're right. 2 outs and then he puts 2 runners on, gives up a run. Ridiculous. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Sosa. Swing and a miss on a ball way outside the zone, more than a foot outside the zone, but he got the strikeout. It's 2 strikeouts for Hunter Brown, but he does have 1 earned run after just letting the White Sox get on base and get hits. 2 hits for the White Sox, 1 run off Hunter Brown in the first inning. Coming up, guys, in just a minute, we'll have Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, and Yainer Diaz. The Lion, yo, it's nice to see you, man. I just saw your comment in the chat there. Thanks for coming in again. It's good to see you again. Let me update my base pads here. Take those runners off. I guess it could have been worse. It's still stupid that he gave up 1 run, but What can we do? It's a lot of responsibility for one single player, I think. That's the thing about baseball that I've always thought was off balance, or out of balance, I guess you could say. The fact that one guy on the field can make or break your game. It's different because, a position player can cost you the game with one play, but it's different for a pitcher. A pitcher has to carry the biggest burden of all the players because he either shuts down the other team through a long period of innings or he gets owned and he screws your team. Chris Flexen is on the mound facing Altuve, my personal hero. He takes ball one. That's way high, 91 miles an hour. 1-0. Astros wearing white today. Altuve looking nice and fresh with his clean-shaven face. Curveball, low and away, ball two, 2-0. Altuve showing some good patience right now, not swinging at garbage. Flexen bringing in the 2-0 pitch. That one's right in there, 92 miles an hour for strike one, 2-1. Altuve making him pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch to Altuve. That one's a little high and outside, ball 3-1. Altuve's average has dipped below 300 again. It's at 297 right now, but it was as high as 310, I'm sorry. Looking forward to him bringing that back up. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 5th pitch to Altuve. That was right in the bottom part of the zone. Altuve was hoping to draw a walk there, but it was a strike, so that's going to be a full count. Crowd boos a little bit, but it was a good pitch. Could have been more perfect, actually. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Altuve either walks or gets a hit. Here it comes. He hits it to shortstop. Looks like he has time to get him, and he does. So Altuve grounds out, unfortunately, for the first out of the game. That'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. I love the highlights that they're showing there, homering off of the Mariners. The Lion says, I'm going to be lurking, playing a game, and got you in the background. Hey, that's awesome. What game are you playing, by the way? You playing a baseball game, or are you playing something else? First pitch to Yordan is on the way. High fastball, fouled away. Strike 1. Yordan up to 304 for the season, 25 home runs. He's got 42 multiple hit games this year. He's 3rd in the American League. 0-1 is the count. Here comes a pitch from Flexen. Another high fastball. This one's skied straight up. It looks like it's going to be playable on the third base side. And it is. Whoa, he almost missed the catch there. Sosa misplayed it. And it almost bounced off his glove. He caught it in the heel of his glove and had to lunge at the last moment to get it. So Yordan fouls out right to the infield. 2 away. Yainer Diaz comes up to bat. So far, the Astros looking like they were playing yesterday with the bat. Here comes the pitch to Diaz. That was a bad call by the ump. Low and outside on that curveball. He called it a strike, but it was outside. No balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. This was skied straight up over on the first base side. It looks like it's going to be playable by the first baseman, and it is. So Diaz fouls out too. 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox. Flexen, who has an ERA of like 5.5, 5.31. He puts down the Astros' top hitters, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go into the top of the second with Hunter Brown having to come back out and do some more work. Astros looking like they're continuing the last game or picking up where they left off. The The good thing is that the Astros have the bottom of the lineup coming up, or the middle of the lineup with Pena, Singleton, and Caratini. Maybe Singleton will hit another home run and tie the game up. You never know. You never know. Appreciate everyone listening in today and stopping by. Hoping for a better game today. Dirty socks, that's right. You dirty socks. I think I'm going to have to cough. I'm going to mute this microphone for a second. We're still on break right now, waiting for the game to get back to the top of the second. Hunter Brown's going to be facing Dominic Fletcher, followed by Chucky Robinson, Brooks Baldwin after that. This is Hall of Fame weekend, and the Astros inducted several into the Astros Hall of Fame. They're talking with Lance Berkman right now during the game. Saw some other names that I recognized from my childhood, like Ken Caminiti. That's kind of cool. Brown is on the mound facing Dominic Fletcher. Here comes the first pitch. That one's in the low part of the zone, 94 miles an hour, strike one. Dominic Fletcher batting a dominating .221. Dominating Dominic. That pitch is a little outside. 96 mile per hour. Ball one. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This is a swing and foul out to the left side. 96 mile per hour. Strike two. 1-2 is the count. This will be the 24th pitch for Hunter Brown. Long delay as Brown milks the clock. Here comes the pitch. That one's inside by a good few inches. Counts even, 2-2. Where are you from and what are you going to school for? Man, I am from Louisiana, actually. When I was a baby, we moved to Houston, and I lived there until I was about 7 years old, and then we moved back to Louisiana. Next pitch is high, fouled away. Count remains 2-2. But for many reasons, I just got tired of being in Louisiana. I didn't really have any plan to go anywhere else in the U.S., so I left for Asia. Next pitch is another one high, another high fastball, 95 miles an hour, fouled off again. Count still 2-2. A little bit of a swinging battle going on right now at the plate. Spent some time in China, almost 7 years, then moved to Japan. This one's skied high. It looks like Pena is going to be able to take it, and he does. That'll be out number one as Fletcher flies out to the infield. That's what I like to see. Let's keep that up. One away. That brings up Chucky Robinson. But I'm studying Japanese. I go to a language school. Orgasm, I started off teaching in Japan, but I got sick. Very first pitch by Chucky is grounded to the right side, right down the first baseline, but just foul. That'll be strike one. It's a good thing that wasn't fair because Singleton was nowhere near the line. Chucky's a right-handed batter, so they were playing him to pull. Chucky's batting 150. He probably doesn't have that many at-bats, right? That's a swing and a miss. Up in the zone, 95 miles an hour, strike two. 0-2 is the count. But I was diagnosed with kidney cancer a couple of years ago. and it became too difficult for me to work. So I started learning Japanese. That pitch is high and out of the zone. Ball one, 1-2. Chucky Robinson at the plate with a 1-2 count. Hunter Brown about to deal. Here comes the 31st pitch from Brown. This one's hit high and away, out of play. Count remains 1-2. But as soon as I started, Japanese language school last year, I had to be hospitalized with a blood clot in my leg. I was in the hospital for 2 months, so I missed a lot of schooling. Here comes the next pitch from Brown. This one's tapped to the mound. Brown barehands it, fires to first. Luckily, Robinson is not a fast runner, so Brown is able to take his time, pick it up, throw to first, got the out. Out number 2. So once again, this inning, first 2 outs, no problem. Let's see if Hunter Brown can get the 3 up and 3 down this time. But basically, my goal was to learn Japanese and then start making films here in Japanese. I was hoping to find a wife, get married, kind of start my life over, but my health is not so good, and the prognosis is not great. First pitch by Brooks Baldwin is fouled away into the stands. That'll be strike 1. He's batting .212 for the season. Another powerhouse hitter for the White Sox. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's out of the zone, 96 miles an hour, 1-1. So if I'm lucky enough to overcome this illness and improve my Japanese to a certain point, I'll be able to do what I really want to do, make films. That one's fouled away for strike 2, 1-2. I started this channel because I thought maybe if it grows enough and has enough income that it could be a way for me to continually work from home. Strike 3, got him in the dirt, swing and a miss on a massive sinking pitch. Out number 3, Hunter Brown picks up another strikeout and has his first 3 up and 3 down inning. The Astros move into the bottom of the second. Jeremy Pena is coming up to bat, followed by John Singleton, and then Victor Caratini. Maybe this is the inning that the Astros flip the script, and they start putting guys on base and getting hits and getting runs. They're showing some highlights of Aroldis Chapman throwing over 105 miles an hour. Can you imagine getting hit by somebody that had that strong of an arm? That would be crazy. Got about 11 people watching right now. Thanks for joining wherever you are in the world. Greetings from the little town of Onomichi, Hiroshima, which is where I am. Onomichi is pretty well known in Japan. It's a quaint, picturesque little town on the Seto Island Sea. It's in the western southern part of Japan. And it's very popular for cycling. Lots of people, including tons of foreigners, come here to go cycling. They have lots of places to rent bicycles and get repairs done and all of that stuff. They have lots of little hotels down by the seaside. And there are a lot of islands that are connected by bridges. And the cool thing is that they have cycling lanes on those bridges, so you can literally cycle from island to island. Jeremy Pena is at the plate, and the first pitch to him is right in the zone, 90 miles an hour for strike 1. Pena has dropped down to 279 this season. He went on a cold streak, but now he's on a 5-game hit streak. Here comes the next pitch to Pena. Check swing, did he go? He did not. 1-1. That was 82 miles an hour, low and away. Flexen is about to bring the next pitch. Here it comes. Whoa, that one was way high, about 1.5 feet out of the zone. Ball 2. Man, when Pena is a controlled hitter, he is so awesome, I think. But sometimes he just can't control himself. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Inside. Swing and miss. Man, that would have been a great pitch to pull, but he just couldn't get the bat on it. Bregman's in the dugout right now, right next to Verlander. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Curve outside. That's going to be a full count. 3-2. Really want to see Pena on base. Some great things happen when Pena gets on base, man. He's a speedster. He can create runs if he can just get his foot on the base safely. Here comes the full count pitch from Flexen. Pena hits it to the shortstop and he books it to first. And they barely throw him out despite his best efforts. If that had been a tapper, he would have been safe for sure. A little bit of an update right now on Kyle Tucker, guys, while we're waiting for John Singleton to get into the batter's box. He has been doing some exercises. He's been taking batting practice. You've got some highlights of him taking batting practice, some good signs coming there. First pitch to Singleton is low and in the dirt for ball 1. It's nice to see Singleton not swinging at a curveball in the dirt. Something I don't see very often. Singleton batting .238 this year. He had a home run yesterday. Here comes the next pitch. That one's high, but call it strike 1. That was 2 inches out of the zone, ump. Come on now. Can't be expecting a big guy like Singleton to be hitting stuff like that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. This is a tapper down the first baseline. The pitcher's over to cover, and they get Singleton no problem. And it's going to be out number 2. Very weak tapper taken care of by this very mid team. No problem. Victor Caratini's coming up to bat. I would imagine he's batting left-handed right now. We'll see. It looks like next inning, guys, unless the Astros get something going right now, we'll see the new guy, Whitcomb. Here comes the first pitch to Caratini. That was in the dirt for ball 1. He's batting left-handed, as I mentioned. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the second pitch to Caratini. Low and outside. Ball 2. You know, a 2-out walk is not that big of a deal, but I'll take it if that's what happens. I mean, the White Sox did get a run off 2 outs, so Astros could do it too. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Way high. Ball 3. Might get that walk after all. Big Jake Myers is on deck. He had a blast a few days ago. He might be able to give us the lead with another one of those to the Crawford boxes. That'd be great. 3 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 23rd pitch. That was right in there. 90 miles an hour. Caratini taken all the way. A game called Helldiver 2. Oh, that sounds interesting. I've been on a kick of watching 2 types of gameplays recently. One is the sniper gameplays. No, I think that's right. No, Hitman, I'm sorry. That next pitch to Caratini is also in there, right in the middle of the plate, 92 miles an hour. Strike 2, it's now full count. Man, 2 pitches in a row in the low 90s, right in the middle of the plate. Those were beautiful to hit. 2 outs, full count. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit into shallow left field, caught by the shortstop. That's out number 3, and nothing doing for the Astros that inning. They will go down quietly again with not so much as a base runner. No hits for the Astros, no base runners, nothing doing. White Sox 2 hits, 1 run. 1-0, White Sox. Hunter Brown's going to be facing the top of the order again. Nicky Lopez, followed by Louis Robert Jr. and Andrew Benintendi. Yeah, the two types of games that I've been kind of watching on the Let's Play type YouTube channels recently are the Hitman games, and I occasionally watch the independent horror games, especially like the Japanese horror games, the independent Japanese horror games. But I don't think it's because of the game so much. It's mainly because of the guys that I follow. One of the YouTubers I follow, he's called Manly Badass Hero. I just like the way he does the games. It's entertaining, humorous, but he also does the voices of the characters in the game, so I enjoy it. But I think I'm getting burnt out on the Hitman stuff. The amount of content that is made about Hitman is kind of limited. And I think that unless somebody's very creative, there's not much else that can be shown that's unique and interesting about the Hitman video games. That's just my feeling right now. So I might not be watching many of those anymore. Hunter Brown's back on the mound facing Nicky Lopez, who's 0 for 1 today. Here comes the first pitch to him. That one's in there for a strike. Breaking ball, 89 miles an hour. Inner corner. And it's almost time for me to pour some more coffee. That time has come. I just took my last sip. 0-1 pitch. In there, 93 miles an hour. Fouled away, 0-2. I think I'd like to change the delay on the comments, guys, or the lag on the game. This one's grounded to Altuve, and he makes the play at first base just in time to get the out. An 0-2 ground ball, no problem for Jose. 1 out. Louis Robert Jr. comes up to bat. Man, I can't get over how much younger Altuve looks whenever he shaves. It's hilarious. Here comes the first pitch to Robert Jr. He hits that one. It would have been a single. He hit it down the third baseline, but it was out of play by about 6 or 7 feet. Strike one. 40 pitches now for Brown here in the third. Here comes the next one. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2 against Robert Jr. Oh, and 2 pitches on the way. Fouled back. Count remains 0-2, and that was a 90-mile-per-hour pitch from Hunter Brown. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's low and inside, ball 1. 1-2. Hunter Brown takes a moment to step off the mound, clear the dirt out of his cleats. Now here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, inside fastball, 96 miles an hour. Got him. Another strikeout for Hunter Brown. And 2 outs this inning. Four strikeouts now for Brown. First pitch to the next batter, Andrew Benintendi, is low and inside, in the dirt actually. Breaking ball. 1-0. Here comes the next pitch. That one's a little high. 2 balls, 2-0. Benintendi batting .217 for the season. He had a walk in the first inning and was able to score. This is the guy that actually started the 2-out rally in the first inning. And here we go again. He's got 3 balls and no strikes. He might walk again. So in the first inning, Hunter Brown got the first 2 outs, walked this guy, and gave up a couple of hits, and they scored a run. Now he's got 3 balls and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 4. My God, he walked him again on 4 straight pitches. No kidding. Are you kidding me? He walks the same guy after getting 2 outs, which is exactly what he did in the first inning. So now we have a guy on first base for the White Sox. This better not be a repeat of the first inning. Come on, Brown. Here comes the first pitch to Vaughn, and that's a stolen base. Benintendi easily takes second. By the time Diaz gets the throw there, he was already in. That was a terribly good jump on the very first pitch to Vaughn. If they would get the Hall of Fame stuff off the screen, I could see what's going on in the game. Here comes the 50th pitch from Brown. It's low and outside. That's going to even the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Andrew Vaughn with a runner on second. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike. Curved ball right in the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Brown looks a little annoyed. If it makes him pitch better, that's fine. He's got the call. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one's tapped just foul down the third baseline. Diaz picks it up. Count remains 1-2. Vaughn is back in the batter's box, and Hunter Brown has the call. Here comes the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs, runner on second. This one's hit hard out to left field, but it's high. Jordan is over and takes care of it, no problem. Out number 3, so luckily Hunter Brown doesn't give up a run that time. Hunter Brown having some difficulties in the first and third with putting away that third guy after 2 outs. But thankfully he doesn't give up a run there. We're going to go into the bottom of the third. The Astros due up are Jake Myers, Shea Whitcomb, and Mauricio Dubon. Very interested to see what, if anything, Whitcomb does today. Game's on break right now in between innings. We'll be back up in just a moment. Anytime you hear a little click in the audio, it's because I'm putting my microphone on mute to either cough or sneeze. That little click is better than you having to deal with my cough or sneeze. I think that the level of my audio is pretty good. The mic is picking me up pretty well, but I do feel like there's still too much static, like too much air kind of static noise, and might be a way I can eliminate that somehow, the background ambiance, or whatever you want to call it. That standard hiss that you get from some microphones. Maybe there's some software or there's a plugin or something I can use to make that better. I'll look into that when I have the time. Myers goes after the first pitch, and that is fouled away for strike one, 87 miles per hour. Myers does have 81 hits this year, and that is a career high, as a matter of fact. So despite only batting .229, he's batting a career high in hits. That's a swing and a miss, low and outside, strike two. So he has the Myers count again. The infamous Myers count, 0-2. Oh, I need to add more hot water to my coffee filter here. There we go. The 28th pitch for Flexen is on the way to Myers. Myers grounds it to shortstop, and he immediately takes off, but he's going to be thrown out at first base for out number one. Shea Whitcomb comes to bat. Whitcomb is from California, actually. This is his first MLB at bat. No stats for him right now in the MLB. Here comes the first pitch from Flexen. That one's low and outside, but strike one on the corner. 92 miles an hour. In AAA, he batted .293 with 25 home runs and 95 RBIs. He actually had 26 steals also. Here comes the next pitch to him. That's a curve, but up and outside. Ball one, 1-1. Flexen steps off the mound, takes a timeout. Now Whitcomb is back in the batter's box. Flexen looking for the sign. It looks like he's got what he wants. Here comes the windup and the pitch. This one's hit to center field. It looks like it might be in the gap. It's all the way to the wall. It's off the wall. That's going to be a double. Very first at bat for Shea Whitcomb is a double off the center field fence. That one almost was gone. They show his mom and dad celebrating in the crowd. That was right in the middle of the plate, a fastball. For some reason, he didn't take off running really fast immediately. He had to adjust his helmet for some reason. He didn't take off immediately, but he was still able to get to second base and get that double. Big MLB first at bat for Whitcomb, and I don't have to update the base pads. I realized I still had somebody on second base. Dubon goes after the first pitch, and he hits a single between the shortstop and the third baseman on the very first pitch. Dubon is able to advance to second because the ball got loose. When the ball was thrown back to the infield, the pitcher missed it. It trickled behind him, and Dubon ran to second base. So the Astros have runners on second and third after this craziness. Whitcomb advances to third. Dubon sees that the ball trickles through the pitcher's legs, and he just kept going. So now the Astros have runners on third and second with one out. There we go. Jose Altuve's up, guys. My personal hero with one out. Here we go. Curve ball inside. They call that strike one. That was close. No double play ball here available for the White Sox. 0-1 is the count against Altuve with one out. Here comes the pitch. This one's fouled away. Strike two on Altuve. Just take a deep breath, man. You can do it. Just get it in play. Altuve with some deep breaths. Getting a serious look, putting a serious look on his face. Come on, man. Let's do it. Runners on second and third. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and in the dirt. Bounces. Ball one. 1-2. Altuve taking some breaths to keep himself calm, it looks like. He's got a really serious look on his face right now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the bottom part of the zone. That looked like it could have been strike 3. I don't know how it wasn't, guys. That was literally in the bottom of the zone. But called ball 2. How could he take that pitch, man? Oof. Yeah. The look on his face was like he couldn't believe that wasn't called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Foul back. Count remains 2-2. Man. This at bat feels so tense. It's just the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 in the 3rd inning, but man, this at bat has really got me nervous. Come on, Altuve. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. This one's hit and fouled away again to the right side. Altuve staying alive. Looks like he's not willing to take another one of those balls close to the strike zone. He better not. He got lucky with that one call. I kid you not, that was a strike. He's got a cool looking bat though. Here's the 2-2 pitch again. Oh, that one's fouled off again. That one bounces around. That was crazy. It ricocheted around like a pinball machine. This will be the 40th pitch for Chris Flexen. Altuve takes a moment to adjust his gloves, and now he's back in the box, ready to go. Here comes another 2-2 pitch. This one's hit to the center field. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to score a run. RBI for Altuve. It looks like Dubon might also score. He does. Altuve drives in 2 RBIs on that single to center field. After getting lucky with that missed call, Altuve is able to muscle in a run, 2 runs on that single to center field. What a great at-bat for Altuve. Even though he got lucky with that non-strike call, he fouled off the ball multiple times and finally got the hit that he needed to center field. Both runs score. The Astros are leading 2-1. Everybody in the dugout congratulating Shea Whitcomb on his double. So leave it to the new guy to get a rally started for the Astros in the bottom of the 3rd. For the first time this entire season, or this entire series rather, the Astros lead the White Sox. Yordan Alvarez comes to bat. Altuve on first. First pitch to Alvarez is on the way. Low and outside, swing and a miss. That was a good pitch. 82 miles an hour, completely whiffed Alvarez. Alvarez looking very dissatisfied with himself right now. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Altuve on first. Here comes the pitch. This one's fouled back by Alvarez. 89 miles an hour. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Alvarez. Fouled back again. We're going to have another full count. Full count. We're going to have another 0-2 pitch. That was a high pitch, 92 miles an hour up in the zone, actually a few inches out of the zone. Alvarez lucky to get his bat on that. Another 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt, ball 1. Altuve's going to second. Perfect timing. That ball was not handled by the catcher. It was in the dirt. Altuve's easily able to walk into second without having to slide. No chance at all right there. No chance at all right there for the White Sox to get that throw to second base. Okay, guys, you may not believe this, but Altuve just stole third base. How did he do it? He took off really early on a read by Flexen, the pitcher. Alvarez hits the ball, and the next pitch, guys, into left field. He's got a single. Altuve will walk home, and it's 3-1 Astros. For some reason, there was an error on the MLB TV website, and the entire game, it started over from the beginning of the game, so I had to click live, and by that time, Altuve had stolen third base. What happened was he was watching Flexen on the mound closely, and he realized he was pausing for a really long time, and he decided to take off very early, and he was able to easily steal third base. Jordan had a single right after that to left field. Altuve walked home. 3-1 Astros. Still just one out. Jordan Alvarez now on first base. Yainer Diaz at the bat. He takes ball one. 47 pitches now for Flexen. This one's hit up the middle. Another hit for Diaz this time. Right up the middle. A line drive. Now we have two runners on. Jordan on second. Yainer Diaz on first. Now this is looking like the game should have looked yesterday. Jeremy Pena comes up to bat. I think I can feel a little more relaxed now, guys. If you feel the relief that I do. The Astros winning 3-1 in the third inning. 2 runners on, 1 out against the White Sox. It's much better. Only have a few people watching at the moment. Just about, 6? Is that right? 6 or 7? Thank you guys for being here. It's not a big crowd right now, but it's nice to have you. If you don't mind, please like the video. If you want to follow more Astros games, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a moment, drop some comments in the live chat. I'd love to see what you have to say about the game, the Astros, or just life in general. Pena's 0 for 1 today with a ground out. It was a hard ground out to shortstop. Flexen is about to deliver his first pitch. This will be his 49th of the game. Pena swings on the very first pitch, but it's a foul tip. Strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Pena. This one's hit to the left side. Looks like it might be a double play ball, and it is, but they say he's safe. So Diaz will be out at second base. Jordan moves to third. Pena will be on first. Let's take a look at that replay. Jordan just jogs to third. He was running like an old man there. It doesn't seem like they're going to challenge that. John Singleton is at the plate now. First pitch to him is taken for strike one. So Astros have runners on the corners now with 2 outs. John Singleton with the chance to make this a 6-1 game with another blast. Or is he going to be Single McSingleton? Let's see. Next pitch is way outside. Curveball. Ball one. 1-1. And I'm so glad that I don't have my late classes tonight. I really need a break. Flexen throws over to first base. Pena slides back. The crowd boos. I still think it's silly. In the old days, whenever pitchers could go to first base as many times as they wanted, I could understand the crowd booing there. He throws over to first again. This time, wow, that was crazy. He actually picked Pena off of first. He picked Pena off of first, and instead of getting Pena in the hot box, they throw it over to third because Jordan was taking kind of a lead to go home. So they throw it over to third to get Jordan, but Jordan gets back and he's safe. So the Astros are going to have runners on second and third on that nonsensical play by the White Sox. So White Sox error in your favor. Collect second base. Here's the pitch to Singleton. That's outside and high. Ball 2. 2-1. That was a comedy of errors. So Pena makes the mistake of coming off the base too far. It gets picked off. But instead of keeping him in the hot box and getting him for the third out, they decide to throw to third base. And they don't get Jordan, so the Astros wind up getting second and runners on second and third. That one's in there for strike 2. The count is 2-2 against Singleton. So runners on second, third, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Singleton goes down on strikes. Man, he's not able to capitalize on that. 2 runners stranded in scoring position. That's disappointing. Astros could have had 2 more runs on the board with just a single from McSingleton. But the Astros do come away with 3 runs in the third. They're now leading 3-1. So just like that, the Astros have 5 hits, 3 runs. White Sox with 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 error. Going into the top of the 4th, guys, Hunter Brown will be on the mound again, facing Gavin Sheets, Lennon Sosa, Dominic Fletcher. Man. Interesting inning that was. I've got my second cup of coffee made. My weak cup. I think I need I'm going to hop up right quick and grab some tissue. All right. Brown is back on the mound. First pitch to Gavin Sheets is a little inside, but he gets the call. Strike 1. Here comes the next pitch. Ooh, right in there. Top of the zone, 92 miles an hour. Strike 2. I don't know how many classes I'm going to have this afternoon, but man, I sure could use a break today because I'm not feeling so well. That one's a little out of the zone for ball 1, 1-2. One and two pitches on the way. Gavin Sheets swings, hits it out into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Dubon scoops it up and throws it into second. So the White Sox have a runner, a leadoff runner, and I need to fix my base runners. There we go. That brings up Lenin Sosa. Sosa batting .216 this year. Here's the first pitch from Brown. Curveball right in the zone, 82 miles an hour, strike one. Here comes the next pitch from Brown. That one's fouled away for strike two, 91 miles an hour on the outside edge of the plate. This will be Brown's 60th pitch of the game. That was way high, 95 miles an hour. Ball two, 2-2 is the count. It hasn't updated on the screen for some reason. Strange. Here comes the pitch. Another foul ball. Count remains the same. 1, 4:30, 8 o'clock. Right now I only have 3 lessons scheduled for the day. I really need to do about 5 or 6, but just don't feel like it. 1 ball, 2 strikes apparently. This one's hit up the middle. Altuve gets it. They fire it over to first. And they get him. Weren't able to get the runner at second base. They do get the out at first base, but runner advances. That was kind of a strange play. I guess Pena just wasn't close enough to cover, and Altuve couldn't get the ball and touch second before the runner got there, so he just fired it to first to get the out at first. This one's hit to the left side. Pena catches the ball and tags the second base by himself to get the double play. Dominic Fletcher lined it to shortstop to Jeremy Pena. Pena caught it. The runner was off the base by quite a distance. Pena was going to tag him, but then decided to just run over and touch the base. Double play, unassisted double play by Pena there. Excellent. The Astros in the 4th inning. No damage done. Excellent defensive work by the Astros there. Pena and Altuve getting all 3 outs. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. Astros up 3-1, guys. Let's go, we winning. Yes, we are. Indeed, we are. Finally. And I can take these base runners off. Or this base runner, rather. Got that updated. Got about 7 people watching right now, wherever you are. Thanks for joining. Be sure to leave me a like on the video if you can. Astros due up in the bottom of the 4th. Victor Caratini, Jake Myers, and Shea Whitcomb. Is that right? Already? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, the Astros went through several batters last inning, so we're almost all the way around to the same batters again. Yeah, today I have a class at 1 o'clock. Guys, I'm in Japan, so when I'm not in school, I'm either doing this for you guys or I am teaching online classes. My health is not good enough to be going out every day and doing work outside the home. So being able to do this, being able to teach English classes online is a big deal for me. It took so long. It took me months to find online work. I don't know why it was so hard. But I've got classes at 1 o'clock, 4:30, and 8 o'clock today. Only 3 scheduled right now. If I don't have any more booked by noon, I might take the rest of the day off. First pitch to Caratini is a ball, and Flexen quickly comes in with another pitch, and that's a strike in the zone. So 1-1 against Caratini. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. 2 strikes, 1-2. Come on, Caratini. Our Ben Affleck look-alike. Show us a Batman swing. Next pitch is tapped to the left side. That might be some trouble. The third baseman throws. Caratini's able to get there in time. He's got an infield hit. How about that? An opposite field tapper to third base. Caratini's able to hustle his butt off and beat that throw. Caratini, not a speedster, but he just puts that ball in the right spot and is able to get on first base. That brings up our powerhouse, Jake Myers. He grounded out in the 3rd inning. Here's the 60th pitch of the game for Chris Flexen. Way high, curveball, ball 1. Flexen better be careful with Caratini on first base. He's a threat to steal. 1-0. Here comes the pitch. A little high, ball 2. So we have the reverse Myers count here. 2-0 instead of 0-2. Pitcher steps off the mound, throws it to first base. He must have heard me. He's like, really? Caratini will steal? I'll make sure to check him at first base. 2 balls, no strikes to Jake Myers. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard. Down the right, the third base side. Yes, that's going to go all the way to the wall. Caratini advances to third. Myers is going to get to second with a double. No outs on that double down the third base line by Jake Myers. How about that? Right down the third base side, right by the bag. Couldn't have been more perfectly placed. Good job, Myers. That brings up Shea Whitcomb again. His first MLB at bat, last at bat, was a double. First pitch is high, called strike, but that was out of the zone. That was a curveball a couple inches above the zone, and the umpire called it a strike. What in the world is going on with this guy? No balls, 1 strike to Whitcomb. 2 runners on, second and third. Here comes the pitch from Flexen. Outside. A good foot off the plate. 1-1. Are you sure that's not a strike, ump? I mean, it was a foot, within a foot from the zone. A 1-1 pitch to Whitcomb is on the way. Way inside. Whitcomb has to pull back to avoid getting nicked by it. His dad is in the stands recording his at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike to Whitcomb. Here comes the pitch from Flexen. In the dirt, ball 3. 3-1. Good at bat so far. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third. No outs, guys, here in the bottom of the 4th. Whitcomb is facing Chris Flexen, who steps off the rubber, decides to take himself a breather. He's up to 66 pitches now. Here comes the next pitch. That one's inside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Whitcomb takes 4 balls, swings at 1. Good at bat by Whitcomb. He's got a walk and a double so far this game. That brings up Mauricio Dubon with no outs, guys. Bases loaded, no outs with Dubon at the plate. Here comes the pitch, the first pitch to Dubon. This one's hit and fouled away. Good first pitch swing by Dubon. Kind of low in the zone, but definitely hittable. Strike one. Man, Dubon actually has a really bad career average with bases loaded. 179. Whew. Here comes the next pitch. This one's hit hard to left field. That's a line drive. It looks like there's going to be a tag on third, and that's right. Caratini is going to tag and run home. That'll be at least one run. That was deep enough for a sacrifice fly. So Dubon does get one RBI on that line drive shot to left field. Astros up 4-1, guys. Just one out. Still an opportunity for them to score some more runs. My personal hero, Jose Altuve, comes up to bat. Altuve came through last at bat with a 2-run single. Let's see if he can work some magic again. The first pitch to him is on the way. Curveball high and inside, ball one. Surprised the umpire didn't call that a strike, but it was a little out of the zone, so good eye there. Next pitch to Altuve is incoming, and it's on the way. This one's right in the low part of the zone, low and inside for strike one. White Sox now have a guy warming up in the bullpen. Unsure why they waited so long to have somebody start warming up. Altuve with that laser focus now. Ooh, another low inside pitch, 82 miles an hour. Good grief. He took that one for strike two. 1-2 is the count. One ball, two strikes. Altuve, one out, two runners on. Here's the pitch. Altuve swings and bounces it to third. It might be a double play ball. They do go and get it. Altuve's not able to beat it out. He hit it too hard. So unfortunately, that's going to end the inning, but the Astros do come away with one, but they strand two runners. Astros up 4-1 over the White Sox, the Dirty Sox. 7 hits now, I believe, for the Astros. Yeah, that's right, 7 hits. I think 3 hits for the White Sox. That's right. So the White Sox did their damage, their 1-run damage in the first inning. They didn't do anything in the second. They threatened in the third, and they didn't do anything in the fourth. The Astros were able to pour it on last inning, in the third inning. They had an opportunity to add more runs in the fourth, but they were only able to get the one off of the sacrifice fly by Dubon. Unfortunately, Altuve's double play ball ended the inning. But 4-1 going into the top of the fifth is much preferable to what was happening yesterday, my God. Let's see if we've got anything going on in the chat here. On my channel, we got just about 6 people watching. It's a very unbusy day today. I need to take these base runners off. I keep forgetting to do that, but it's in between innings, so it's not a big deal. All right, there we go. Fresh inning. Yeah, nothing new right now in the chat. All right, the umpire is cleaning off home plate. Chucky Robinson is stepping up into the box. Hunter Brown is on the mound. We're getting ready to start the 5th inning, guys. Top of the 5th. Hunter Brown gets the call. Goes into his windup. Here's the first pitch of the 5th. Swing and fouled away. 95 miles an hour. Strike one. I see behind the plate they've got some advertisements. I think it's for a church. No, it's for a bank. Wood Forest National Bank. Same thing, right? Church, bank. Is that rude? Swing and foul ball. Strike two. 0-2 is the count against Robinson. But actually, I used to live close to Wood Forest. Not too far from there. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, taken just barely out of the zone, high and outside. Man, that was close. 97 miles an hour. Ball one. Here comes the pitch. Strike on a check swing in the dirt. Got him. Very interesting. I just heard that Chucky Robinson last season and this season, he doesn't have a single walk. This is not a guy who has much patience at the plate. So it looks like you can just throw him junk pitches and he'll strike out or manage to find a way to hit it. But with his batting average so low, I think it's probably more likely the former. Here comes the pitch to Brooks Baldwin. Takes that one a little low and inside for ball one. Baldwin struck out in the second inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to him. This one's hit and fouled away for strike one, 1-1. One ball, one strike. This is the 70th pitch of the game for Hunter Brown. Ooh, high inside, 96 miles an hour. Ball two. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. This one's hit to center field. Myers floats back just a few feet before the warning track and is able to grab it for out number two. Maybe about 12 feet or so before the warning track. No problem there. 2 outs. Nicky Lopez coming up to bat. I believe Lopez has 2 walks. No, that's Benintendi that has the 2 walks. I'm sorry. Lopez has 2 ground outs. I had those backwards. Here comes the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss. So where that was a foul tip. Strike one. 88 miles an hour in the low part of the zone. Good pitch by Brown. Man, I wish I had known or had somebody to teach me how to grip the ball for these different pitches when I was in school. Oh, foul ball off of his foot or off of his ankle. Lopez immediately falls down to the ground. He doesn't have any kind of protector on his leg. That was off the inside part of his right foot. He's a left-handed batter, and that's his front foot. Looked like it hit off of his ankle. That's got a smart. No balls and 2 strikes. If I had been able to have access to a strength conditioning coach and a pitching coach, I think I could have actually done some pitching. I'm 6'2". I've got a nice size for a pitcher, I think, but I was never able to build the strength on my arm like I could have. That one's in the dirt for ball 1-2. But see, that's the kind of thing that I don't get. I see these pitchers and these players playing at such a high level and everything, and it just makes me wonder how they got through the system. How did they get into a university to play ball, and how did they play minor league ball, and how did they get into the majors and all of that stuff? That one's fouled away. The count remains 1-2 on Nicky Lopez. And it all boils down to a couple of things. One is being around people who know where to go and what to do and who to see, Strike 3 up in the zone. Swing and a miss, guys. That's going to be out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Hunter Brown. Good job here in the top of the 5th. He ends with about 76 pitches. 76 pitches in 5 innings. We are now officially halfway through this game. We're going into the bottom of the 5th with the Astros up 4-1. I went to one of these small schools where they just had a general coach. We had one general coach that taught all of our sports. So baseball, basketball, any sport, even track and field. We weren't big enough to have football. We had a football field, but we weren't big enough at that time to be playing football. So we had one coach to do all of our sports, and he wasn't an expert in any sports. He was just kind of a general knowledge guy. And so he didn't know anything at all about strength conditioning, conditioning our arms. And now think about how crazy this is. When I was a kid, I didn't know this, but not once did any coach ever show me how to throw the ball, how to throw a fastball or a curveball or whatever. Nobody showed me different grips on the ball to get different movements and performance out of the ball. And whenever baseball season would start, we'd start doing practices and stuff. Nobody worked with me to get warmed up, warm up my arm, strengthen my arm, or anything like that. We would just go out and start immediately throwing the ball. So when you haven't been throwing the ball and playing baseball at all through all of the winter, and suddenly spring comes and you go out there and you start throwing the ball, my arm would just hurt. And I just always thought it was a problem with me and my arm. But now I realize it wasn't that. It's just that I didn't have knowledgeable coaches. I didn't have pitching coaches. I didn't have knowledgeable baseball coaches. I didn't have anybody who knew what they were doing. They were just general coaches. Never had a professional coach. Frazier Ellard is now on the mound for the White Sox, replacing Chris Flexen. He's going to be facing Yordan Alvarez, who's leading off the inning for the Astros, the bottom of the 5th. Frazier Ellard. First pitch to Yordan Alvarez is on the way. Wow, that one was incredibly wild. It barely got out of the grass. It bounced many, many feet in front of the plate. Uncatchable by the catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. The next pitch is chopped to the shortstop by Alvarez. That'll be an easy out. Alvarez jogs lazily to first. Out number 1. Absolutely crazy, man. What was happening there on that pitch? Trying to get Eller's picture saved. First pitch to Yainer Diaz is a little inside for ball 1. 1-0. Diaz does have a single today. Here comes the next pitch. High and outside, but clips the corner for strike 1. 1-1.